In the beginning of Oasis, there were actually two problems that we aimed to solve. And one of those was scalability. Like back then, there were not a lot of other layer one networks. So how can we improve like this architecture to make it capable of processing more transactions, bigger volumes, like larger data streams and so on. And that's also the reason why the Oasis architecture is as it is. Like we've been basically among the first that we've separated like consensus from execution so that the execution can proceed asynchronously and faster, right? On the other hand, we also were like trying to address, to solve privacy. More specifically, like this general computational privacy. Like, so how can you allow people writing smart contracts to have a secret state, like to have something confidential that only the smart contract itself can decide when to reveal or what to keep public or what to keep private.
Oasis actually had this novel architecture, which was the first one that separated consensus from the execution. It meant like it can unlock a whole set of new applications that can be built, that cannot be built if everything is just like a public blockchain.
I think we strive to define new standards when it comes to confidential smart contracts. And we're using the Solidity, the Ethereum virtual machine as a base. And then we add confidential features on top of that. Daily, I encounter that there are many, many primitives which are missing in Solidity language, in Ethereum in general. And we mostly, add features ad hoc. We try to improvise. We try to see what's the best developer experience there can be when it comes to writing confidential code. But I think at the end of the day, we will gonna have to define a standard where most of confidential aware chain will need to follow. And I think Oasis is like the first player in space which can actually provide the primitives I just mentioned and that they actually work in practice. So developers can use our platform today and they can already write fully confidential, fully encrypted smart contracts using fully encrypted transactions, store private keys on-chain, generate new transactions from the on-chain code. So this is something completely new in this space.
Right. It's also important that when we introduce all this new technology, like confidentiality, Web3 is definitely, like Web3 by itself is a new technology, but then like going further like this confidentiality, I think confidentiality to it is a lot and can really complicate the developer experience. What we have with, for example, Sapphire is something that leverages well-known computational models, so you don't need to like have a completely different mindset when you develop confidential smart contracts. And that's what's important if you want to scale development, right? People will, not everyone is a cryptography expert, so we need to enable them to still be able to write secure programs, but without throwing all the complexity at them. And this is also one of our goals, right? To enable developers to really write secure confidential programs in an accessible manner.
We do have a really, really strong engineering team that contributes to the network. Something that's common across all of our entire engineering team is really just this commitment to quality, security, and this high standard above all else. And this is something that we've have not compromised on throughout the lifetime of the project, and we will not. And I think that's what I'm most proud of about our engineering culture across the entire Oasis network and all of the contributors.